Okay, I really want to get into this university, and I got the offer letter.
US र नेपालमा ट्रान्जिसन हुँदा चाहिँ तपाईलाई कसरी अप्रुभ गरिरहनु भएको छ?
So it was a very huge airport. Okay, na I got lost in the terminal. Okay, like जहाँ पनि सेतो हिउँ थियो हैन, अनि I really loved the
US एक्सपिरियन्स भन्दा अगाडि नेपालबाट जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ हजुरको एप्लिकेसन मलाई चाहिँ जान्नु मन छ कि F1 भिसा भनेको चाहिँ के हो?
US पुगेपछि पनि के गर्ने हो भने चाहिँ प्लिज तपाईको चाहिँ एउटा लाइफ प्लान चाहिँ बनाउनु होला चाहिँ म डेफिनेटली भन्छु है.
Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. I'm your host Arya, and today we have a very special guest with us, a USA counselor who will be sharing her experience and valuable insights. Hello ma'am, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
How have you been lately?
So I've been really good. Thank you.
So first Machi, let's start with your journey to the US, to the counselor, right? So a few questions also about your experience and how did you get in the US and how did you again came back to the Nepal and did some jobs, right? So more questions also and your experience also share garnu.
Sure.
Where and what did you study in the US?
So मैले चाहिँ 2018 देखि 2020 सम्म चाहिँ US मा पढेको हो हैन. So I studied international affairs and global enterprise at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, Utah. So Utah चाहिँ West Coast मा पर्छ हैन. It's one of the most well populated, very well renowned states in the US. So मलाई चाहिँ ever since I was a child, I was very interested in economics and social science. So I thought international relations is be a perfect fit for me भनेर चाहिँ. So when I applied there, I thought, okay, I really want to get into this university, and I got the offer letter. I got the scholarships as well. So that's how I went to the US to study in my F1 visa.
Okay. तपाईं कहिले फर्किनु भयो US बाट?
So I would say I came back to Nepal in August 2021. So it's been a few years back in Nepal.
Okay, so तपाईको US र नेपालमा ट्रान्जिसन हुँदा चाहिँ तपाईलाई कसरी अहिले अप्रुभ गरिरहनु भएको छ?
Okay. Wow, that's a very interesting question. So when I first landed at LAX, and when I first in California land before I went to Utah. So it was a very huge airport. Okay, now I got lost in the terminal. Okay, like there were so many different places there. And for me, I was also traveling solo, and it was my first time international travel. And so I went with my family, but this was the first time that I actually was traveling internationally, solo. So I kind of got lost in the airport, but thankfully there were a few airport staff who were very, very generous with their instructions. So I got into the plane safely, So my experience, my first time in the US, so much spring ma gako thiye हैन. त्यतिबेला it was still snowing. So despite being from Nepal, it was my first time seeing snow. And it was the most wonderful and the most magical experience ever, हैन. जहाँ पनि सेतो हिउँ थियो हैन, अनि I really loved the atmosphere over there. Christmas bhayirako थियो, New Year bhayirako थियो. So it was a very jolly atmosphere and mood. So I still remember going at Christmas Day ma चाहिँ Temple Square भन्ने थियो हैन, Salt Lake City को. It's in the heart of Salt Lake City. त्यहाँ गएको थिएँ हैन. And since Salt Lake City is quite known for the LDS community and the LDS church, उहाँहरूले चाहिँ एकदम ठुलो celebration गरेको थियो हैन. The decorहरू, the Christmas trees, it was very lively, very एकदमै it was done in like a Christmas spirit, okay? So मलाई चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो लागेको थियो. It was very lovely, and the university itself is like huge, okay, no? Like I still remember going to the library, and I the exit sign read gonna nako. So like I had to ask the library staff, like, can you please escort me out of the library? So coming from a small town in Nepal to a huge city like Salt Lake City, it was like a huge change in latitude pani ho, attitude pani ho, so it took me a while to get used to the American culture, but thankfully there were a lot of staff there, campus मान्छेहरूले पनि मलाई एकदमै help गर्नु भएको थियो. So within a month or two, I definitely assimilated into the American culture.
Okay, so overall experience एकदम राम्रो भएको रहेछ तपाईको. तर मलाई चाहिँ तपाईको like US एक्सपिरियन्स भन्दा अगाडि नेपालबाट जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ हजुरको एप्लिकेसन अब US जाँदाखेरि त F1 भिसा के भन्छ हैन, त्यो मलाई त्यस्तो आइडिया त छैन, बट मलाई चाहिँ जान्नु मन छ कि F1 भिजा भनेको चाहिँ के हो?
So for those of us who don't know, F1 visa भनेको चाहिँ it's a non-immigrant student visa के हैन. So यसमा चाहिँ you can go to this US to study your bachelor's or कि master's भए पनि हैन. And like I said before, it's a non-immigrant visa हैन. So के there are chances if you want to extend your stay in the US definitely हैन. After you graduate, there's always the option for a OPT. Okay, so optional practical training bhन्छ. It's basically a program that you do after you graduate. Okay, and there's another program called CPT. It's called the curricular practical training. त्यो चाहिँ when you are on campus के हैन तपाईको internships गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ गर्ने हो. So CPT भनेको चाहिँ on campus or outside campus when you are still studying, and OPT भनेको चाहिँ after you graduate के हैन. So OPT को बारे further कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ if you're doing a STEM degree such as अब computer science, cyber security हैन त्यस्तो खालको STEM degree मा पढ्नु भएको छ भने चाहिँ you get additional 2 years of OPT. So regular OPT everyone gets after they graduate. Of course, you have to apply for it, right? But regular OPT, 1 year of OPT everyone gets. But 2 years of OPT, additional 2 years, say if you are a STEM major, you'll definitely get the extra 2 years. So STEM degree ma चाहिँ 3 years of OPT हुन्छ. अनि अरूलाई चाहिँ regularलाई चाहिँ just 1 year of OPT हुन्छ.
Okay, for bachelor's and master's both.
For them, yes.
अनि for masters तपाईले masters गर्न जानु भएको हैन. So त्यहाँ चाहिँ अब हजुरले के graduate assistantship केही पाउनु भएको थियो कि स्कलरशिपहरु के पाउनु भएको थियो, लाइक अब फन्डिङ कस्तो थियो, त्यहाँको अब कति पेमेन्ट गर्नु भएको थियो, त्यहाँ गएर स्कलरशिपहरु के भयो, थोरै हजुरले भन्न सक्नुहुन्छ?
So thank you for that question. So luckily, yes, I got the graduate assistantship, so I also got several scholarships, but namely I got the Martin H. Hyatt scholarship, which is a very prestigious scholarship in the state of Utah. I also got the Elise and Edmore scholarship, and also the Jessica Lindsay scholarship पनि थियो हैन. But I think among all those scholarships, the most prestigious or the most very highly valuable funding that I got was from the graduate assistantship नै हैन. So graduate assistantships or just assistantships in general भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ like this is a program that masters and PhD level students could say they can apply to for funding. Okay, so यसमा चाहिँ तपाईले चाहिँ while studying on a F1 visa you can work and you also get paid for it, right? Okay, so your assistantships पनि there are 3 types. You're a graduate assistantship, you're a research assistantship, or you're a teaching assistantships. So basically the one that I got was the graduate assistantship, and I got this through applying after I got the offer letter. मैले चाहिँ प्रोफेसरलाई मैले आफैले नै अप्रोच गरेँ हैन डिपार्टमेन्ट हजुर असिस्टेन्टशिप्स को लागि चाहिँ प्रोफेसरलाई प्लस अरु डिपार्टमेन्ट को लागि पनि मैले आफै नै अप्रोच गरेको थिएँ. I asked them if they have any fellowships or assistantships available, and they said yes हैन. अनि मैले मेरो CV हरु एप्लिकेसन हरु भरेर उहाँलाई इमेल गर्दिए. So it's kind of like a job process नै हो हैन. Like they screen your application, they screen your CV, and if you're shortlisted, they'll contact you and they want to meet you through Zoom. Okay, first interview पनि Zoom मा थियो, second interview मा पनि मेरो Zoom मा थियो हैन. So luckily it was a very competitive atmosphere, but among all the applicants that applied, luckily they liked my my CV, they liked my skills and the way I performed in the interview. त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ I got the graduate assistantship.
Okay. प्रोफेसरहरुले के सोध्ने त्यस्तो स्पेसिफिक क्वेशनहरु हुन्छ कि?
So they did ask me about my research interests हरु हैन, अनि how I got to know about the university, how I got to know about this graduate assistantship, अनि what I will do after my graduation भने चाहिँ like कुरा गर्नु भएको थियो. मैले राम्ररी कुरा गरेको थिएँ because I had researched about the university, about the professor, and I had also researched about the department. Okay, so those were my very key points के अनि ठ्याक्क what they were looking for and what I had चाहिँ ठ्याक्क align भयो. अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ ठ्याक्क they thought that I was a very good fit for this role and I got this position.
US मा इन्टरभ्यु र यो प्रोफेसरको इन्टरभ्यु चाहिँ डिफरेन्स थियो? Like a similar question.
So it was pretty much a similar question. Like I said before, it was kind of like a job interview. There was a second round because it was a very competitive pool of applicants. Because it was not just me who was applying. There were like applicants from all over the world. Not just Nepalese, but like Indian, Chinese, Brazilian, South Korean, like all over the world. And luckily, I guess my interests, department interest aligned, maybe their goals and my goals aligned. Definitely I got the scholarship and also the assistantship.
सो अब हाम्रो युएसको इन्टरभ्यूमा चाहिँ वी हेभ टु से कि अब आउनुपर्छ नेपाल फर्किने वाला केही दिनुपर्छ नि त हामीले रिजन सो त्यस्तोमा चाहिँ तपाईँले के चाहिँ अब तपाईँले असिस्टेन्टसिप पनि पाउनु भएको थियो स्कलरसिप पनि थियो सो तपाईँले इन्टरभ्यूमा चाहिँ अब कसरी त्यहाँनिर आफूलाई चाहिँ म फर्किन्छु नेपालमा भनेर चाहिँ कसरी उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ बिलिभ गराउनु भयो
So I clearly remember मैले चाहिँ जब F1 भिजाको लागि एप्लाई गरेको थिएँ when I went to the US embassy here in Nepal उहाँले चाहिँ मलाई just 3 questions मात्रै सोध्नु भयो होइन First question was why this university Second question was how are you going to fund your program in the US and third ma saying what are your plans after graduation and so those are the only 3 questions that they asked me and I answered them I guess they liked my answers, so they gave me the visa. You know? So first of all, like why this university, I gave the proper reasons. I properly researched. I talked about how my interests were always towards your economics, social science, international relations. So I properly pane. Second question ma चाहिँ अब के रे funding ma चाहिँ अब I got full scholarship नै हो हैन अनि so mostly living expenses को लागि मात्र my parents were paying भनेको थिए राम्ररी I even showed them the proof of the scholarships and the assistantships को letters पनि मैले पठाएको थिएँ देखाएको थिएँ उहाँलाई चाहिँ third ma चाहिँ after graduation चाहिँ definitely like I have plans to return to Nepal after graduation म त्यहाँ permanently बस्नको लागि होइन भनेर चाहिँ मैले राम्ररी convince गरेको थिएँ and as you can see I am back here in Nepal so I kept my promise so yes that's how I am
नेपाल आउनु भएको चाहिँ कति वर्ष भयो
it's been a few years maybe like 5 years भयो होला I came back to Nepal
so अब तपाईँले युएसमा बस्दाखेरि र यता बस्दाखेरि तपाईँको ग्रेजुअली तपाईँको इम्प्रुभमेन्टहरू पर्सनालिटीमा कति भयो होला कति सिक्नु भयो होला होइन सो त्यहाँबाट यता आउँदाखेरिको चाहिँ तपाईँको प्रोफेसनल लाइफ र पर्सनल लाइफमा चाहिँ कसरी चेन्जेसहरू आइरहेको छ त अहिले
Definitely, ma'am. So when I first came back to Nepal in 2021, मलाई अलिकति reverse culture shock पनि भएको थियो होइन because like I said before, I had already assimilated into the US culture. So my first मा अलिकति गाह्रो, especially the food, because I was already used to अलिकति the American food and the culture over there. But after a few weeks, I got back into my Nepali culture because I never lost touch with my Nepali culture, even though I was there in the US for a while and I was surrounding myself with a lot of international and diverse people. Like I never lost touch with my Nepali roots. भित्रबाट नै like मन त मेरो नेपाली नै हो जता भए पनि even wherever you take me I'll always be a Nepali girl at heart भनेर चाहिँ भएको थियो. So after I came back to Nepal, all the good American ethics such as about punctuality and professionalism, it always stuck with me, you know, because those are the core values that the corporate American people really live by, you know. They're always on time, you know. They're pretty much straight to the point. They don't beat around the bush, you know. And they're also very professional. Like they prefer about communication ko lai pani email bhayihalyo हैन calls if it's really needed. And they don't even business deals pani sometimes they're made through Zoom हैन किनकि अब internationally भएपछि त like if you're in Japan and if you're in the US like भेट्न जाँदा so most of the त्यस्तो खालको सिचुएसनमा चाहिँ it's usually made on Microsoft Teams or Zoom नै हो so I learned a lot of valuable life skills, not just academic skills. Academic skills त कलेजले नै provided me, तर social skills, life skills चाहिँ definitely मैले US मा चाहिँ सिकेको छु हैन. Mostly how to become independent, okay? But when I was back here in Nepal, like I was very dependent on my parents, my family for everything. But when I went to the States, I realized that I need to fend for myself, you know. I'm living by myself. I did live by myself for a few years over there in the US, you know. So it made me very self-sufficient in a way. Because I realized that if you want to do something, you need to do it yourself. And तपाईले नै first initiation लिनु पर्ने रहेछ हैन. You have to really sometimes go out of your way to reach out to people, or if you want to achieve something in life, hard work चाहिँ चाहिन्छ, right? त्यस्तो भनेर चाहिँ मैले those are very crucial life skills that even I carry till myself even till this day.
Okay. So अहिले कतिजनाले युएस अप्लाई गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ स्टुडेन्टहरू होइन फर ब्याचलर्स मास्टर्स अब could you give them one piece of advice कि अब अप्लाई गर्दाखेरि के गर्नुपर्छ कसरी जानुपर्छ कसरी अब एप्लिकेसन प्रोसेसहरू गर्ने कसरी असिस्टेन्टसिपहरू लिने स्कलरसिपहरू कहाँबाट आउँछ कसरी आउँछ भनेर एडभाइस दिन सक्नुहुन्छ
Yes, definitely. So from my experience, what I can say is always apply early. Right? So तपाईलाई थाहा होला the US मा चाहिँ two major intakes हुन्छ spring र fall. So spring र fallमा पनि there's priority deadlines and then there are regular deadlines. Okay, I would always tell my students, please apply for the priority deadline. Priority deadline चाहिँ अलिकति छिटो हुन्छ, time frame पनि अलि सानो हुन्छ, but if you can really put in your applications in the priority deadline, तपाईँको त almost short नै admission पाउनुहुन्छ. Yes, कहिले what happens is यो तपाईँको scholarships पनि कहिले first come basis मा हुन्छ, first come first serve basis मा हुन्छ. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ if you apply if in the priority deadline and if you apply for the scholarships in the priority deadline, तपाईँको चाहिँ लगभग you're pretty much set नै भन्छु है. अर्को piece of advice, remember that you're going to a new place. For a lot of us, this is our first time traveling internationally. Okay, so please तपाईँको ठाउँको बारेमा र तपाईँको युनिभर्सिटीको बारेमा चाहिँ एकचोटि प्लिज रिसर्च गरेर जानु होला. Your goal should not be just to reach the US. US पुगेपछि पनि के गर्नु हो भने चाहिँ प्लिज तपाईँको चाहिँ एउटा लाइफ प्लान चाहिँ बनाउनु होला चाहिँ म डेफिनेटली भन्छु है. अर्को piece of advice भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ please be flexible. US is like a very huge melting point of cultures and diversity, होइन. So you'll be meeting people from all over the world with different cultures, different backgrounds, which are very different from Nepalis. Okay, त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ try to make friends not just with Nepalis but other nationalities as well. And this is how you grow as a person. Okay, and this is how you learn about your networking skills पनि तपाईँको बढ्छ होइन. socialize पनि गर्न तपाईँलाई सजिलो हुन्छ. So try to be a bit open-minded, होइन. सकेसम्म चाहिँ try to make friends from all nationalities चाहिँ म भन्छु हजुर.
Okay, so thank you so much है. अनि मलाई अर्को एउटा क्वेसन सोध्नु मन लागेको चाहिँ अब एकाडेमिकले चाहिँ कतिको हेल्प गर्छ स्टुडेन्टलाई. अब आइएल्स गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ, अब युएसमा कतिले त एमओआई भन्छ अरे होइन, एमओआई पनि हुन्छ. अनि त्यसरी चाहिँ कसरी अब कति स्कोर चाहिँ उनीहरूले ल्याउनु पर्ने हुन्छ एकाडेमिकली प्लस आइएल्स, एमओआई अर टफल, एसडी.
Okay. Also, so as we all know, about you TOEFL, IELTS, PT, Duolingo ma चाहिँ any one of them, if you're talking about grad students, say any one of them say one out of any 4 of them that you'll have to do, right? If you're an undergraduate student, I would definitely say also please go for the SAT as well. It really strengthens your application. Okay. Similarly for grad students, like कति universitiesले चाहिँ GRE, GMAT optional भन्छ होइन. But I would say if giving the GRE or GMAT gives you a competitive advantage over others, why not do it? So I always push my students to give the GRE or GMAT because if that definitely makes you stand out from the crowd, if that gives you a chance as assistantships, fellowships or additional scholarships, why not say भन्छु म. So I always say apply early, तपाईँले चाहिँ if you want you can always put reminders on your phones, तपाईँले नै प्रोफेसरहरूसँग कुरा गरेर चाहिँ if you want these assistantships, deadlines को बारेमा, and if you even want the waiver codes, sometimes what you can do is त्यो युनिभर्सिटीमा चाहिँ विभिन्न यो वेबिनारहरू भइरहेको हुन्छ अनि at the end of the webinar they even give out an application waiver code. So त्यसको लागि पनि you can त्यो waiver code तपाईँले पाउनु भयो भने चाहिँ you can apply for free. You don't even have to pay the application.
तपाईँलाई ब्याचलर्समा पनि असिस्टेन्टशिप भन्ने हुन्छ त.
So assistantships are not available for bachelor students. It's only for masters.
Okay. So यति नै हो अब आजको क्वेसन चाहिँ. Thank you so much ma'am for making time. अब next time पनि हामीले फेरि अर्को सेगमेन्ट लिएर चाहिँ फेरि हामीले हजुरलाई बोलाउने छौँ. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching our podcast. We'll be coming up with the series of episode again. So stay tuned and like, share and subscribe our video.